So I'm looking back at the albums I heard growing up. Not the really big ones like Sticky Fingers or Saturday Night Fever, just deeper cuts. Here are the albums that made me. Most of the folks I know who are fans of prog rock were into it fairly early. Maybe they had a cousin or an older sibling or something that turned them on to King Crimson or ELP or Yes or something, and it took hold in their teenage years. That's a story I've heard from several friends my age. Well, for me, I had an extra hurdle to overcome. Anytime I would hear something cool by a prog band and then discuss it with my dad, he'd tell me how trite and derivative they were. He really wasn't a fan. In fact, the only prog band that I was a big fan of in my teenage years that I stuck with, despite what my dad might say, was Rush. I even drove to Lakeland to see Rush live when I was 17 years old for the Hold Your Fire tour. First concert I ever attended alone. But I do remember talking to Dad about Genesis one day. At the time, I didn't even think of Genesis as a prog band. In my mind, they were Phil Collins' pop rock band from back before he went solo. But I found myself really digging the song Abacab, so I talked to Dad about it. He told me that they used to be this over-the-top weird art rock band and they'd dress up in bulbous giant costumes for their live shows. And no way in heck could I square that with the band I was hearing on the radio daily, playing songs like Tonight, Tonight, Tonight or In Too Deep. Then one day while I was going through my mom's albums, I came across the promo copy of an album called Trespass. And for a full description of what came next, please check out my episode 49 of the series, The Albums I've Missed, where I discuss the album Wind and Wuthering. Long story short, Trespass is the reason why I just own the fact that I like progressive music. It certainly made me a fan of the Peter Gabriel-fronted Genesis albums, right? Mostly what I liked was that the songs were like short fantasy stories with these gigantic arrangements of guitars and organs. And honestly, it's hard for me to pick just one or two standout tracks. But if I had to, I'd probably pick Stagnation and The Knife. Final analysis, is this an album I still like? Yes. Is this an album I still spin regularly? Yes. Would I recommend Trespass? Yes. See what I did there?